I know it. Meeting and surpassing all audience expectations on a daily basis. This morning in Washington, D.C., the Republican standard bearer, Senator McCain, spoke to the National Federation of Independent Business and eBay 2008 National Small Business Summit. He said this to a business summit.
Americans are right to be offended when the extravagant salaries and severance deals of CEOs, in some cases the very same CEOs who helped bring on these market troubles, bear no relation to the success of the company or the wishes of the stockholders. Something is seriously wrong when the American people are left to bear the consequences of reckless corporate conduct while the offenders themselves are packed off with another 40 or 50 million for the road. If I'm elected president, I intend to see that wrongdoing of this kind is called to account by federal prosecutors. And under my reforms, all aspects of a CEO's pay, including any severance arrangements, must be approved by the shareholders.
That's our standard bearer, folks. That's John McCain. I'm sure he's not talking about Charles Keating. That never happened. You don't bring that up on your show, Limbaugh. You've been giving your memo. It never happened. I was exonerated. Exonerated. Okay, fine. Snerdley made me bring up Keating anyway. I wasn't even thinking Keating. That's better. Don't ever say it again. Okay, back off. Bad enough. I don't have to mention Keating. You're talking to a bunch of business guys telling them how they don't have a right to earn whatever the market will bear. And that you as president are going to police it. The last president I knew that tried this was William Jefferson Blythe Clinton. Do you remember what Clinton did in 92, 93? I'm sure you do, Limbaugh, because I don't question your man. Let me just tell you what I did, because I'm here anyway. I knew I had to get the favor of the little people. They were in that recession. There wasn't a recession, but I made them think there was a recession. It wasn't the worst economy the last 50 years, but I made them think it was, and they all bought it. Do you remember that? I remember how mad you were, Limbaugh. Anyway, I said, we're going to tax anybody at a corporation that makes over $1 million. That corporation cannot deduct anything more than what they pay that guy, $1 million. And so we're going to reduce corporate pay. But I knew it wasn't going to happen. I knew my corporate buddies were not going to get a reduction in pay. I just knew that it was going to come up with a new way of paying, like bonuses and stock options. And that's exactly what happened. And look, it got us where now everybody doesn't like stock options. And by the way, Limbaugh, don't forget to remind them I exempted athletes and actors. My posse. Exactly right. The last time any president tried to get this involved in the private sector was Bill Clinton. And Clinton, I don't think Clinton ever said it this forcefully or direct. Now, in light of this, in light of McCain sounding just like Clinton, only worse, Obama got wind of this. He was in St. Louis. And he responded. This is the web thing I was watching earlier.
I've said that John McCain is running to serve out a third Bush term. But the truth is, when it comes to taxes, that's not being fair to George Bush. Senator McCain wants to add $300 billion more in tax breaks and loopholes for big corporations and the wealthiest Americans, and he hasn't even explained how to pay for it.
It pays for itself. Tax cuts pay for themselves, doofus. This is, I am convinced, by the way, what was it happened? The Democrats are beside themselves that the guy Obama hired to vet his vice presidential possibilities, some guy named Johnson, has got all kinds of scandal problems, and he's a lobbyist, and all these things that Obama has washed his hands of. Yeah, that's right. It's a sweetheart loan from Countrywide. And we all hate Countrywide. The home mortgage bunch. They made sure everybody's now living in a tent. We hate him. And so Obama's gone out and gotten this guy to vet his vice presidential people. And this guy, there's nothing new about this. This guy has been around Washington for decades. So I got a note from a good friend of mine. I said, how in the world does a guy like Obama go get this guy? Make this kind of mistake? And given how contradictory this guy's record is with what Obama states, that they're not going to be any lobbyists and they have PAC money and all that in his campaign. I said, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I don't think that there's some magical Oz behind the curtain running Obama, but I don't think running for president was totally his idea. There's somebody behind this. He's been in Washington 3 years. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know who to go out and hire to vet for vice. This is a Democrat Party hack that somebody turned him on to this. He doesn't know what he's doing. He hasn't got enough experience. All he can do is speak in platitudes written for him by David Axelrod. But coming down to these nuts and bolts decisions, he goes back to the traditional Democrat Party hierarchy. Somebody's behind this. I don't mean in a sinister way, because everybody has sponsors. Reagan had his kitchen cabinet. But there's somebody that went to Obama somewhere and said, son, you be a great front man for my idea to take over the country. You can speak well. You got a skin color that people can't afford to assail. We got to get rid of Hillary and Bill Clinton once and for all. And you are the one. If we put the right words in your mouth, you can do it. Especially after we test marketed you with your speech at the 84 Democrat convention. So, anyway, I think that Obama here is just... There's something we don't know. It's not a conspiracy. It's politics as usual. Don't misunderstand. Now, after he said this, John McCain's running to serve out a third Bush term. Last night, let's see. Yeah, McCain was where he was on. He was on the nightly news last night, and he's had enough. He doesn't like Obama saying that he's just going to be Bush too. Well, let me go back to May 21st. On this program. That was 3 weeks ago. And we will listen to me talking about the Obama presidency. It's going to be Jimmy Carter's second term. They don't care about ruining the country. We're running against people who want doom and gloom to happen. Last night in the NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams. Oh, did you hear about his commencement address at Ohio State University? Did you hear about Brian Williams' commencement address at Ohio State University? He told the graduates, this country is broken, and listed all the reasons, and we need you to fix it. Brian Williams, who I like. What? Yeah, he didn't say government should fix it, but wait till you hear the whole thing, and it's frustrating. It's worse than frustrating. Anyway, McCain, after on the May 21st, so this is Jimmy Carter's second term. This is what McCain said last night to Williams. Williams said, is it going to be tough to run with an incumbent party for the White House given this economic backdrop?
Senator Obama says that I'm running for a Bush's third term. It seems to me he's running for Jimmy Carter's second.
Jimmy Carter, say second. I'm sorry, I can't help it.